Good morning. We have another rainy May morning when I should be golfing. But since I can't be out golfing, I decided I'd maybe get caught up on a few videos. And the one I have for you today is a video of the 1937 Stromberg Carlson Model 220. It is very similar to the Model 225H. The 225H has a tube lineup of a 6A8, 6K7, 6Q7, 25A6G, and a 25Z6G. And the 225H is a transformerless set. The one I have here is, again, a Model 220 from 1937, but it has a power transformer in it, which I personally prefer, with a tube lineup of a 6A8, 6K7, 6Q7, 6F6, and a 5Y4G rectifier tube. So this is how I found it. Came from Toronto, and looks like it's in pretty reasonable shape. It's got a little bit of varnish over the finish that was on the radio to begin with, and other than that, it looked like it was in pretty good shape, having been stored away for a little while. You can see here there's a chip out of the corner of it here that needs repair. And it has a, excuse me, a mismatched knob, so that I had to go hunting for. And eventually found one from a fellow in Alpharetta, Georgia. So I was able to secure that and make it look like it had in the past. More views of it as it came to me. This is the back plate on it, identifying it as a 220. Stromberg Carlson usually used the first 3 digits of its serial number to identify the model type. So there it is. And as you can see here, it has the tube lineup on the back, down here, and the obvious power transformer. There's back view of it, wider angle. So when I pulled it apart, it looked pretty good underneath. Really like the chassis did. No rust, lots of dust, and that's to be expected. And pretty thick in some places, but I like to use my vacuum cleaner and a paintbrush to knock all that stuff off, and I try to make sure I wear a mask and some glasses when I do it. There again is a bit of the dust and the dirt. This wire here is what they used for a long wire antenna, which these sets require. Again, the inside of it, not bad. So that's what drew this set to me, was that my idea is because it looked like it was in pretty good condition for its age. You see underneath here, a lot of original Stromberg parts. A few cobwebs to be swept away. Again, original parts, which I really like. A lot easier not to get lost when you're trying to repair them. Kind of a crazy ground bus here that a few of the caps were tied to. Let's go back and look at it here again. It's just basically a ground wire that everything was grounded to. So very good condition. And again, there's the view of it from the underside before it was cleaned up and recapped. I really like Stromberg radios because they were very well manufactured and very well designed. This radio pulls in a lot of AM stations, and I did modify it so that it can take an auxiliary input through a 3.5mm jack. Also fused it so that there's no problems down the road. But you'll see some of these old resistors in here. I've left them because they tested just fine. Most of the, well, all of the capacitors, paper caps and that kind of thing have been replaced. You can see. And all the electrolytics. 5 of them in this radio have been replaced as well. So the repair job on it was not really that difficult, because again, it's a quality set that had very little work done to it. Let me take you over to it here. So here's the back side of the radio. Nice and clean. The green wire here is the long wire antenna that I have attached to it, and there's the Bluetooth receiver. I have a switch on here as well, sorry. You can see here, there we go. And when I flip that in a few minutes, you'll see that it kills the RF input to the radio so that there's no bleed through when you're playing the Bluetooth. And I do that, if you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen that I've done that before. So pretty sharp looking set. This has a lot of really nice veneers on it. Sharp looking set. There's the top side all cleaned up. There's the side. There's where I had to replace that piece that was nicked out of it, but really that was the only real problem with the radio from a cosmetic viewpoint. Put the new labels on it, refinished it entirely. Got my knobs to match, with that extra knob to match, and there it is. So let's show you how it's functioning here.
Delivers excellence in diagnosis and
I recorded. Just how good.
Incredibly sensitive radio.
Organization in Congress.
Do you see more rain?
That's all coming up after Human Race. Here's Tom Cochran and Red Rider.
So pretty sensitive across the dial. Has a tone button here. This changes the bands. I never worry too much about any of the shortwave stuff. Some people do, I don't. Because I like listening to music, and you don't hear a lot of music on shortwave, even though I know it does work on this radio. So we'll give it a flip over to the Bluetooth. And I'm just playing from my laptop to this Bluetooth receiver, plugged into the 3.5mm jack. So there's the tone, there's the volume. And again, when I flip that switch, it kills the RF to the radio, so there's no bleed through. Something I learned over time. But very sharp set. One of my favorites, and probably one that will stick with me for a long, long time. No real plans to divest myself of it, at least at this point. So there you have Stromberg Carlson, model 220 from 1937. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, Glenn's Vintage Radio, at YouTube. And I have several other videos on that channel as well. Thank you.